Welcome back to another episode of the Inside the Distance podcast. I am your host, GK, the fight analyst, and this here is my man, Aaron the dog. What's up? How's it going?
Good as usual. I don't mute my phone, first of all. But besides that, as usual, the Late in the Week podcast, we have the up-to-the-date card here. Unfortunately, this time they weren't able to pull it together and get us a replacement fight for this week. Fight I'm talking about is Sijara Eubanks versus Carl Rosa, which that's probably going to be a blessing in disguise, maybe not, but I had a bet on Eubanks at plus 140. I got it earlier in the week when she was kind of at her highest value, and I decided to take a shot with Eubanks. I think that early in the fight she would have maybe been able to get a sub or at least enough to get a couple rounds. But either way, that's off. Now she's facing Avila next week. We'll talk about that next week on the card for the 12th. But yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, if you were with us for the Contender Series on Tuesday, you know that we had a great night. Jimmy at the brick flick.
We had one little blip, but the rest was
we and everybody else. I haven't talked to one person who had Ronnie Lawrence, but shout out if you had Ronnie Lawrence out there. Jose Johnson was the definition of wolf tickets.
I just don't understand how do you have 80 mixed martial arts fights and do not know how to defend.
He also has 13 or 15, 18 losses, I think, altogether. So I think this is one of the things where anytime someone decides to do what Lawrence did, they win.
But I'm just surprised that he literally went that route because he was a karate, he is a karate striker, and he went, you know what, I'm just gonna take the easy way out, and if it gets me a contract, it gets me a contract. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's literally what he did. He's like, I'm gonna fight smart, not fight stupid. And that was smart. That was great.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. Yeah, I mean, but besides that, rest of the fights went perfectly, including Jimmy.
Jimmy!
I mean, it was my biggest single bet ever on a fighter. Match is my biggest bet because I've had my max bet with Jillian twice now. Jimmy came through for me big time. Somehow he was an underdog, especially when I got him. He was a plus 140 underdog. I
got 135 as well.
I just couldn't believe it. It was a dream come true. And the only unfortunate part is it was such a good matchup or such a good performance that unless he has an incredibly tough matchup, we're not getting him at dog money in his debut.
Probably not.
He kicked the door down. I don't think any fighter at 125 like him. So,
unless he fights like a ranked opponent already, like right off the bat, then maybe we'll get him at small dog odds, I think.
Yeah, but if the opponent gets someone like Tim Elliott, he's going to be a 2-1 favorite.
Probably. Yeah.
No, definitely. And he's going to sub him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, definitely. Oh, my God. The sub prop on that, if we get anything juicy, I would slam the hell out of it.
Minus 150.
It should be like minus 300.
Yeah, it'll be less than his actual price.
Exactly.
But yeah, either way, congratulations to Jimmy.
Yes.
I think couldn't have happened to a better guy. He was the star of the night. He made the guy nearly Rashkoff on the stool. And then when he did come out, he put him away as his corner was talking about hugging. All these things that are just so great of this, no crowd atmosphere with fighting. He got up right away. He's like, was that hugging for you? So hopefully we get to talk to Jimmy soon, but shout out to Jimmy. Yes. So congratulations. We've got a 9-fight card this Saturday.
That's it, guys. Just 9 fights. It's going to be a short one. Kind of stoked because I'm actually going to be away for the weekend, so it lets me kind of take it easy and not really worry about the fight. So nothing I'm really going to miss other than the main event I kind of want to watch, but the rest is quite lackluster, but it doesn't matter because we're going to make money either way.
Yeah, and I disagree with that analysis. I actually think this is a really fun card, and we'll talk about it as we go. But I think there's great matchups throughout it, and a few guys that are going to eventually make a lot more noise, I think, in 2021. I'll say that as my tease.
All right. Well, with that said, let's get right down to the breakdown for this weekend's fight card. All right. First up on the preliminary card, we have a fight at 135 pounds between Cole Smith and Hunter Azure. Right now, Azure is a minus 225 favorite, and the comeback on Cole Smith is a plus 185 underdog. Who do you got?
So Hunter Azure coming off that featherweight performance, I believe, against Brian Kelleher. It was at featherweight, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yep. So now he's in which he ended up gassing. So in the second round, after winning pretty much the first 2 rounds out, striking Kelleher pretty thoroughly, and just getting. I mean, Kelleher
doing literally anything he wanted in that fight.
Yep, and then he took advantage, and now I think a little bit of perception with Azure is there a gas issue? I just think honestly it was more of a game plan issue, and overall maybe with the 10 extra pounds he was a little overconfident in his kickboxing cardio, and I mean these are the losses that happen in 8 fights into a career. So he's 8-1. Usually he's typically a pretty good wrestler in general. That's how he gets the job done. He's not a kickboxer in general, and I think that's what he goes back to here. I think this looks a lot like the Brad Katona fight, which was another Canadian prospect. Smith 7-1, hasn't shown a ton in his 2 UFC fights, doesn't have a ton of power, and I think is able to get taken down here and should by Azure several times in each round. So I'll take Azure. Pretty confident on this one, and I'd say that it could be a finish, but
I think it could. I think he could finish him. I really do. He's got power in his hands,
and I think it's a significant skill discrepancy. And this is that fight where Smith has the experience even goes in Azure's direction. So you see that minus 210 favorite. I think that's appropriate. I think he should be the highest favorite on the card, honestly. So
you know what? I think this line is a gift. A gift because he should be a much, much heavier favorite. Minus 350, minus 400. He should be, and I'm not even being biased. I mean, he should be a massive favorite. Cole Smith is not good. I don't even think it should have been a split decision in his last fight against Miles Johns. I thought it was unanimous, against Miles Johns, that Miles Johns won that fight. I think it was bullshit that it was even that close. And then he beat Mitch Gagnon coming into the UFC.
After not fighting for 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, it was nothing to write home about. But Smith literally has just his back take, just his rear naked choke. That's literally all he's got. Nothing else. And Azure is way too good of a wrestler. I think he was a state champion in high school, and he wrestled in college as well. His background has been wrestling his entire life. It's going to be hard for Smith to take him down because Smith's offensive wrestling is not good whatsoever. So the only way this fight is hitting the mat is if Azure is the one taking it there. The only other way that I could see Smith possibly winning is somehow clinching up against the cage and then taking his back that way, up against the cage. But that's just a very small percentage of that possibly happening. That's a scenario that I don't see happening more than 2 or 3 times out of 10. I'm just guessing, obviously, but I don't even think it would happen that many times. But I'm very heavy on Azure here. I think he should absolutely steamroll, and this is an absolute give-me fight. Going from Brad Katona and Brian Kelleher to Cole Smith is a massive step down in competition. And they're giving him a great fight and great stylistic matchup. Azure all day, minus 225. I think it's still a gift, guys, because I know that's going to be bet up between now and fight time. I see minus 275, minus 280 once people start wanting to bet. Because right now, everybody's worried about those. Yeah, and that too. And people are worried about betting on the NBA playoffs and, other and NHL playoffs. But once they realize, okay, the fights are coming up, Azure is going to be one of the guys that they anchor their parlays in on. All right. So next up in the heavyweight division, we have a fight between Alexander Romanov and Marcos Rogerio de Lima. Right now, Romanov is a minus 140 favorite, and the comeback on Lima is a plus 120 underdog. What do you got?
Well, I have Romanov in this fight. Like he hasn't fought the best of competition over an Eagles fighting championship. He's pretty inactive. He's a former Moldovan sumo wrestler. So there's that. He cuts to 265 pounds. So
Yeah, he's a monster.
yeah. I mean, but when he gets on top of people, like he's not going anywhere.
No, you can't get him off.
It's crazy. Like he just sits on top of people.
Imagine trying to buck off that dude. He's probably weighing 280, 285.
And honestly, he looks pretty light and good on the feet. He throws some good low leg kicks, keeps good movement. He seems to have good cardio from a few fights I've been able to see as well. He's one of these guys who doesn't
He went 3 rounds. He went 3 rounds in one fight.
Yeah, he's gone 3 rounds. He's just one of these guys who looks like he doesn't have great cardio, but he actually does, and he's gotten into better shape. The only thing that keeps me from fully investing in this one is just the level of competition he's fought. I don't believe he's ever fought in America, so I believe this is an American debut, I'd have to assume. So those are just like a lot of unknowns. I don't think he's ever been hit as hard as De Lima's going to hit him if he does hit him. So, I mean, but I do think that he doesn't end up getting hit. I think Romanov clinches him almost immediately, puts him up against the fence, works him down, gets on top of him, and then De Lima's out of there in a round. I think he smashes him in the inside round 1. So I don't think keeping me from fully going choo-choo on this one is just is he as good as it appears he is? Because he looks like a legit heavyweight prospect, 29 years old. I mean, it's like he's got all the tools there.
I just don't think Lima's the one of all. Yeah. I don't think Lima is the one to really end the hype train of Romanov.
Why is the price seem so trappy then?
Does it really matter? If we think about it, does a line matter?
No, I'm just wondering why they aren't as confident as I am in them.
Because they don't know much about him.
Okay. Because as a heavyweight, what heavyweight could you hope to debut against besides De Lima?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
like Ike Villanueva.
Lima literally cannot defend a takedown, and he cannot get up after being taken down. The moment he gets taken down, it's over.
Yeah. So this is one I think I might take another dip, and I got him at, I believe, even.
Wow. That's great.
And so I think I might take another dip at inside the distance.
He's willing to bulldoze through and just pick you up and slam you down. The moment he gets him down, it's over.
And it's a smaller cage too. It's smaller cage.
He's a kickboxer. He needs his distance. He needs to throw the leg kicks. That's the only thing I'm worried about is the leg kicks. I know Lima has good leg kicks, and Romanov has never faced anybody that's going to kick his leg as hard as Lima's going to.
Yeah. So
everything for the first time, I think he's just going to come forward, and then
after 3 minutes, every single fighter he's ever faced will kick as hard as Lima.
Exactly.
So literally a 3-minute fight he has to get through. 11-0, 29 years old. He looks to be the real deal. I'm not saying he wins this, he's the real deal all of a sudden. Either. But this is a really favorable matchup. And I think inside the distance.
This is a much better matchup than the other 2 matchups that he had before this, which was Rafael Pessoa and I forgot who else. Ty Burrow. Yeah. Both way worse matchups, massively worse matchups.
Well-rounded and more experienced.
Yeah, like Pessoa is hard to take down as a big ass dude, so that would have been hard. And then Tybura is super seasoned and he's a good grappler. But now you get Lima who can't grapple for shit, at all.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm gonna reinvest in this one after this fight. I thought it just like sometimes when I catch some of these prices, I think they're too good to be true, but it's just
I
the lines
don't
are
think don't think about the line, man. Like this is it's different when it comes to like different like other sports like baseball.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Moldovan sumo wrestler who has I mean, he like there's a lot of tape on him too, like yeah, I like what I'm seeing. Honestly, I think this guy could be.
He
Legit.
literally has to get knocked out to lose, and Lima's not. He doesn't have this insane power,
especially at heavyweight.
I mean, he's 250 something. What's his name? Romanov is gonna have at least 20 to 30 pounds heavier. He's gonna come in at fight time. The dude's massive. He's gonna be at least I would say 280.
Yeah, I think right after. I think I like him inside the distance. I think I.
Oh, absolutely. There's no way Lima is going 15 minutes with this guy.
And I also love the him as a prop parlay piece for sure. So
yeah, what is his inside the distance prop?
It's got to be plus.
I wanted to get him
plus 110.
I wanted to get no, it's minus 130 now.
Oof. So it's minus 130 inside the distance.
Yeah, so basically they're saying, he's winning inside the distance. So you have to guess how he wins.
Yeah, and he can, and it can. I think it would be ground and pound if I had to assume, but we'll see.
Bro, I like the submission.
Yeah, I mean,
7 of the 12 wins are by submission.
And what did it? You have the submission prop?
Yeah, I got it right here. It's plus 325.
Nice.
He's got 7 wins by submission. He even choked somebody out with his forearm. That was impressive.
Yeah. Was that the one where was that his last fight for Tita or whatever?
I'm not sure who it was, but
if that's the fight that he slammed the guy on his shoulder and that's why he just tapped. But
no, there was another one. He was in full mount and he literally just put his forearm and just.
I've seen him try that. I've seen him try that in several fights. Actually, the
dude is so strong. And you can't get him off. I can guarantee you, he's gonna do that to a lot of people. Like he could do that to Lima.
And this is like one of the reasons why I'm talking about this card. It's like this Romanov guy, I think, could be like in a very, very shallow heavyweight division, a new like potential factor as we move forward. The size, the speed, the strength, the age, the previous experience. I think there's promise here for this guy, but we'll see. He may just be like Spivak and just like an average Moldovan. We'll see. Spivak just got assigned somebody who's about to get knocked out by. I forgot.
Tom Aspinall. Oh yeah. Max bet season, everybody.
Max bet Aspinall.
Remember that right now. Remember that for later, because you'll hear it later on. You're gonna max bet Tom Aspinall against Sergey Spivak in a couple months.
I mean, 100%.
You're gonna max bet it. I mean, it's like night and day.
It's probably gonna be the same. It's probably gonna be the same price as him against Collier,
or worse. It's gonna be worse. It's gonna be like minus 350, minus 400, easy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, wasn't he only a -2 against Collier?
At one point, but then he got bet up all the way to minus 280, 290. I think.
I got him at -2, but. All right.
And then people were legit betting on Collier too. Crazy.
Yeah. All right. We're together on the first two, and I think on this one we should be as well.
Possibly. Next up in the women's flyweight division, we have a fight between Montana De La Rosa and Viviane Araujo. Right now, Araujo is a -175 favorite, and to come back on De La Rosa is a +155 underdog. Who do you got?
Well, I mean, Araujo looked pretty good in their debut at 135 against Toledo Bernardo. But that's Toledo Bernardo. So there's that. And then, she just kind of, I don't know. She has pretty good stand-up, like good movement, not great cardio. And do we really know about her jiu-jitsu?
I think she's definitely not a white belt. I know that.
Yeah,
I don't know how
like
much
she's okay. She's okay. She looked good against Davis, and then she had that kind of tough test against Jessica I. It was like a close-ish fight, but she lost it. But I think Jessica I, while I don't love Jessica I, has way better boxing than Montana De La Rosa ever has or ever will
Yeah.
have. And Montana De La Rosa basically,
Everybody has better boxing than Montana De La Rosa.
yeah, everything basically about what's her husband's name? Mario?
Mark.
Mark. Everything about Mark De La Rosa you can say about Montana De La Rosa.
Yeah, pretty much. They're
Good, good.
literally the same exact fighter, just a different gender.
Yeah, and all the same problems Mark is having, Montana's
Yep.
having.
Yep.
I think she gets pieced up on the feet, tries to use her wrestling, but doesn't use it effectively, and loses most likely a decision here to Arujo. But yeah, De La Rosa is sub or bust only, and how she gets it there, I have no idea. She may be one who like jumps on the back and tries to get the rear naked choke from like
She's gonna have to.
like something like that.
Arusha
And
has
she
really
does have
good,
yeah,
striking.
yeah, exactly. And like Del Rosa will have a frame advantage. She'll be much longer. But besides that, everything else is a Rouge show.
Yeah.
So,
The only thing that's making me wary about Arujo is her cardio. Montana
yeah,
will try to get it to the mat, and while trying to defend it, Arujo might gas, and that's my only worry when taking her. But she's legit better everywhere. She's so much better on the feet. Like the advantage she has on the feet is just immensely better than De La Rosa. Like De La Rosa is not a good striker at all.
the thing is, Arusha is coming off a COVID test, right? Did she test positive for COVID?
No, Montana De La Rosa's last opponent tested positive. That's why Arujo's fighting right now.
I thought Araujo was supposed to fight Jennifer Maia in August, and then she got taken off the card, which is why Calderwood stepped in.
Was it her?
That's what Tapology is also saying.
Okay, so then yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Araujo did test positive for COVID a month ago. So this only adds further to the potential gas tank issue. She definitely could gas, and you could get a late submission on De La Rosa. Like, if you're feeling that upset, I'm not touching this fight, really. But if you're feeling, I think that Araujo could really gas in this fight.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to, like, if I'm picking, I'm taking Arujo to, outstrike her, outpoint her, stay on the feet. She's, strong enough to do so. She's quick enough to, use her movement and her angles. That's who I'm picking. But if I'm betting it, I'm not betting this fight. I can't. Mm-hmm. I can't see. I need to know if Arujo's in shape and her cardio is there. I don't know it. And the moment she gets tired, De La Rosa can just drag her down, wear on her. And the moment she gets it down, she's just going to control her,
Yeah, De La Rosa has a late third round finish in the UFC.
But she can also win. She can also win on the judges' scorecard just by hanging on top of Araujo and then getting her down a couple times and then getting back up and just wearing on her and just controlling the fight where she needs it in the clinch.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm betting this, honestly, it would be dogger pass.
Yeah, This is a dogger pass situation. And that's why money has come in on De La Rosa, as you've seen. Araujo was an over -200 favorite, and then people are referring back to why she lost her last fight. It's because she gassed, striking with Jessica I and clinching up with her. So, and that was in a 30-foot octagon. Now it's in a 25-footer, and De La Rosa could just get in there and try to grind one out. Who knows? I don't want to be on the losing end of this one. All right, so next up in the men's middleweight division, we have a fight between Andre Muniz and Bartosz Fabinski. Right now, Fabinski is a -160 favorite, and the comeback on Muniz is a +140 underdog. Who do you got?
This is one that I feel pretty confident in that it's going to be not an exciting fight. I think it's just gonna be a lot of leaning, a lot of grappling, a lot of position changes,
Yeah,
occasional
because
top control.
it's just gonna be straight grappling wrestling. It's not gonna be a scramble fest that we saw on Tuesday because these guys don't have that kind of ability.
No, it's not. And I know I've heard of few people saying look out Mooney's by submission in this fight. But like again, the way Bartosz Fabinski got submitted was he got hammered with like the hardest overhand punch I've ever seen not knock someone out. It basically did. And then Miguel Prazeres, who was like 5'0" at 170, like just like ran over to him and squeezed him until his head popped off. So like that's not like he didn't get like out grappled by this black belt and like just like oh man, like it was he was unconscious and then he grabbed onto his head to like further unconscious him. So I don't see any chance of that in this fight though. Fabinski looked really, really, really good off a 2-year, like 1 or 2 year layoff against Darren Stewart back in a Cage Warriors event at the beginning of COVID that was supposed to be a UFC event. And I mean, he got the takedowns at will in that fight. And I mean, he's just got to be careful about, I think, some slick subs as it gets down. But yeah, Fabinski's going to wrestle, I think, at will, get 6 or more takedowns and get a decision. So I feel confident in him.
Yeah, makes sense. I really wanted to take Muniz here, but if you really think about it logically, he's sub or bust. He's not going to out grapple Fabinski to the and stop him from taking him down. That's not happening. That's absolutely not happening. He will get taken down at will. It'll probably be easy. It'll probably be one of the easier opponents for Fabinski to take down. More so because he's more willing to get taken down. That's where it gets, a little dangerous for Fabinski. But from what I've seen, he's got good top pressure. He's not looking to really overextend on his positions on the mat and really try to advance his position. He's just looking to hold his opponent down, wear him out. Throw some short strikes, and just stay heavy and he keeps his head in good positions up against, under his neck so that, he's not able to really move and get out of there and shrimp and get back up. So I think it's going to be a grueling wrestling match. And I think it's going to wear on Muniz a lot more than you would think. I know he's a very, very decorated black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's won multiple, championships. But he legit has to sub him. He can't win by decision. He can't outstrike him. He's going to get taken down. But I don't know if his cardio is going to hold up if he doesn't sub him within the first round.
And he hasn't fought anybody in 23 fights. At all. And Fabinski used to be a 170er. Gigantic 170er, I'll add. 185. Not 185. He is a big 185er still, but he's got that cardio. I believe now much, much more. And I think he's going to be able to just lift, it's just like lift and separate, repeat, repeat. And I don't
think it's going to be repeat. I think it's just going to be he gets him down and it stays there because he wants to keep it there.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that this could be this may sound crazy, but if anybody has, I think it's a sub in this fight. It's Fabinski late.
That's crazy. That is crazy. That is legit crazy. A guy that never ever gets a sub is somehow going to get a sub against a jiu-jitsu black belt.
Yeah, I think I think Muniz is never going to be more tired than this fight. So if he does make it to the end, he's going to be dead. I'm very confident in Fabinski here.
Yeah, I think we're getting a good line, -160.
Great line.
I'm dabbling on it, and that's one of those type of fighters that you just like betting on. Very, very good wrestler. A very good wrestler doesn't get finished. He's just a grinder. Those are the best type of fighters to bet on. Like a Marab. He's literally the middleweight Marab. Just put it that way. No. He's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
middleweight.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't really threaten for the finish. He just wants to punish you and use his gas.
But the thing is, at least Fabisky has some type of top control, whereas, Davalos really just wants to just drop you on your head, let you get back up and do it again. I don't know. It's something he likes. He just likes doing that. It's weird.
Yeah, no, I really like Fabinski here. I think Fabinski, Romanov, and Azur, little triple parlay for the prelim sounds just fine to me.
I like that. I think that's very, very good. What is that? What is
That's
that?
gotta be 300. Azur, Romanov, and Fabinski.
302.
Yeah,
Like,
I love that, and that's the end of the prelims, right? Because it's a 6-card main.
yeah, I believe so. I think that's just the. I'm pretty sure now that's what they're gonna do.
Or 5-card main, I should say. Yeah.
No, it's probably gonna be a 6-card main.
Okay, yeah. Then wouldn't this be
Yeah,
on the main card?
that's what they do. Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. All right. Anyways,
Well, right. Yeah, but either way, I like that 3 to start out your night plus
yes.
300.
Yes, that's gonna be a good one. I'm telling you guys, that's gonna come in. All right. So next up in the men's lightweight division, we have a fight between Jalen Turner and Thiago Moises. Right now, Moises is a minus 160 favorite, and come back on Turner to plus 140 underdog. Who do you got?
Dude, I'm getting such Scott Holtzman, Beneil Dariush vibes with like the takes that I'm hearing on this fight. It's like really funny because it's just like, again, one of these, he's such a big guy for the weight class. And I'm talking about Jalen Turner. I see a lot of people, this is their dog on the card. For me, no, it's not my dog. I got Thiago Moises all day in this fight. I think Thiago Moises is better everywhere except for reach, yes, Jalen Turner is better in the reach, but I don't think it's going to matter much. I think Moises gets inside early and implements his game plan a little quicker than usual, gets him down. I don't see him having trouble getting him to the ground, and I think he is Jalen Turner's first career submission loss somewhere in the first 2 rounds. So I think that Moises on the ground, the difference in skill is so much larger than anywhere else for either of the fighters. And, I think Jalen Turner here has to KO him early or else it's over. I really don't see him. I just don't see him offering much here. So I got Moises by submission.
It's a tough one. I really couldn't really find, because like Moises isn't the best wrestler to get it to the ground.
How good of a wrestler is Jalen Turner?
He's not that great, but he's still pretty large. If you're not that good of an offensive wrestler and you have a giant specimen in front of you, it's even harder to take that person down. The reason why he subbed Michael Johnson, who he couldn't take down, is because he rolled for a leg lock. Mm-hmm. He didn't take him down. So there lies the problem, that he's going to have to roll and drag him down versus actually traditionally take him down with a single or double leg, because he's just not that good. And then on the feet, I do think Turner is the better striker. He's got the much larger reach, obviously. He's got good kicks. He's got really good knees for when Moises wants to try to attack the legs. Those are going to be it's going to be a chess match. I don't think it's really that straightforward. I don't know who's going to implement their game plan the best, whether it's Moises getting this fight to the ground any way possible, or Jalen Turner being able to stay upright and absolutely just lay the heavy hands and the knees and the elbows. I do think he's the better striker here, and I do think Moises is definitely the better BJJ fighter. I just can't pinpoint who is going to implement the game plan the best. But if I had to lay money on it, if I gun to my head, I would probably take the dog money on Jalen Turner. It's not a bet I'm going to go run to the books and bet on. It's just a gut feeling. I just think Jalen Turner is going to be able to stay on the feet and just outstrike him quite easily. I think he's just a much better striker. But It's not a strong read here, guys. I'm trying my best on this one.
Well, we'll see. I'm on Moises Island.
Mauritius Island. All right. So next up in the men's, are they at the flyweight or the bantamweight division?
This is at flyweight.
That's not flyweight, huh?
Or featherweight, I mean.
Yeah, featherweight, right? Okay.
Yeah, featherweight, 145.
It was a short notice fight. All right. So next up in the men's featherweight division, we have a fight between Brian Kelleher and Kevin Natividad. Right now, Kelleher is a minus 235 favorite in the comeback on Natividad is a plus 195 underdog. Who do you got?
I'm not betting this fight. I know that. I mean, Kelleher should win this one. This is a massive step down in competition for him. And I mean, he was looking like he looked good against Odie Osborne. He didn't look great against Azura until that finish. But yeah, I mean, Kevin Natividad coming in on short notice. I think he was getting ready for a Contender Series fight or
Not
nope. Okay, I guess not. But coming off a finish of Kyle Estrada, which I mean is pretty impressive since Yanez wasn't able to do that himself in the fight previous to that. So I mean that's a little bit of a notch for Kevin, but just overall, I mean he just hasn't fought that great of competition up to this point. He has a majority decision over Irvin Rivera, and other than that, nothing of note really. So I'm just like if I picked the side, I would just take Kelleher with the experience and this overall finishing ability here over Natividad. But Natividad could just come in here and spoil the upset for sure. I mean, I don't get why Kelleher's the biggest favorite on the card. I'll say that much.
Agreed. It's going to be a great fight. This is going to be a great scrap. I'm telling you guys right now, if you guys do not know who Kevin Natividad is, you're going to know this weekend. This dude comes to fight. He comes forward, lays leather. He just wants to go there and throw down. He's got a 6-inch reach advantage in this fight, guys. 6 inches. They're the same height, and he's got a 6-inch reach advantage. This fight is going to be played primarily on the feet. Unless Kelleher feels like, he should probably kind of take it down, which I think he should. If he was smart enough, he would take this fight to the mat. Because I think he is the better wrestler. He's the better grappler. And he might just do that. Maybe he gets that game plan and does it. But from the last couple of fights that I've seen, he against Stamen, against Azure, he's just going in there, guns blazing, trying to outstrike and outpower his opponent. And that's where it's going to be his downfall if he comes in with that game plan. Natividad can definitely outstrike Kelleher. He can definitely outpower Kelleher. It would not be wise of him to just come in there and strike with him. That's just playing into his wheelhouse. Mm-hmm. Kelleher needs to come in and wrestle him, especially
he typically does when he has an advantage. He goes there against
you would think.
Like Odie Osborne, he immediately went to the ground, for example. And I mean, I think I rate this guy pretty similar to about that level of fighter.
Yeah, no, you're right.
He's 9-1, 8-1,
Yeah, but the thing is, he still got that puncher's chance.
Yep. But I'm not taking it.
Yeah, I really do like Kevin, and I think he has a bright future in the UFC. I think this is just a really big step up in competition on short notice, up a weight class at 145. Really don't know how his cardio is going to fare. If Kelleher comes in and starts grinding on him using his wrestling, he probably will gas after like one round easily of grappling. So I don't want to, with all those intangibles, if Kevin Natividad had a full camp, this would be a different story. I wouldn't really have to worry about that. It would be a different ball game.
Yeah.
But short notice nature, you probably have to side with Brian Kelleher here.
Yep.
All right. So next up in the welterweight division, we have a fight between Michel Pereira and Zelim Imadaev. Right now, Michelle is minus 120 favorite, and comeback on Imadaev is a plus 100 underdog. Who do you got?
Oh man. Well, I love what I'm hearing from Prajeris before this fight. He's training with cows. He's running with horses.
What?
He's taking down bulls. Did you not see this quote?
No.
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. I mean, it's pretty close to that being the direct quote. Let me just see if I can pull it up really quickly here for. Let me see. Hold on one second. But anyways, I trained with cows. I worked on taking them down and running with horses. That is a direct quote for how he prepared for Zalim. Michelle is a entertainer first and foremost, and since, as we've seen with his fights in the UFC, absolutely unreliable. But I mean, he basically had 2 10-8 rounds against Diego Sanchez until he got DQ'd for that illegal knee. And then he had the Tristan Conley fight where he gassed himself out really quickly, and then Tristan Conley won. And now as a result, I think he has like the kind of apple pie shitter built into his price of minus 120 here against Imadaev. Because I think Prazeres has this all day. I really do. Imadaev has not shown to be that great of a talent either. This is going to be a stand-up kickboxing affair both ways. And I think Prazeres is able to finish it inside the first two. So hopefully round one, because honestly, the further away from round one it gets, the less confident I am. But I think Prazeres finishes him in round one.
Yeah, I'm probably
common opponent Danny Roberts told us a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with Pereira as well. I think we're getting a good line here, minus 120. The dude is a physical specimen. He should not be fighting at 170. Let's just put it that way. At least 185 is where he should be, because the dude is massive. He was massively bigger than Diego Sanchez. I don't know if you guys saw that. He was huge. He's super powerful. Throws a ton of unorthodox strikes. I know he's flashy at times and he gets a little wild, but if you saw when he actually puts his mind to actually fighting, he'll beat a lot of people. Like Diego Sanchez, he beat soundly until his fight IQ was just about a negative 50 there. But yeah, he has his fight all day. I don't know where Imadaev really has the advantage. He's a kickboxer, but he's not that great. He's one of those Russian fighters that you want to bet on, but then he's not a wrestler. So you're like, okay, no, let me chill. Wait, you don't wrestle and you're from Russia? All right. Hold up. You're not getting my money.
Yep.
You don't want to bet on the Russian strikers unless you're Zabit, okay? You want to bet on the Russian grapplers.
Yep, exactly. He's from Russia. He's not from Dagestan. He's from Moscow.
Difference. Big difference, guys. Dagestan is in Russia, but being from Dagestan and being from like
Moscow. Yep.
Completely different. But yeah, I'm all over Michel Pereira here. Minus 120, getting a good line.
Yeah, if he was more reliable, that would be a minus 220.
Yeah,
but the reliability.
But he'll finally get back into the win column here. I really don't see Imadaev being too much of a threat. He's got to grapple Pereira to really win here.
Yeah.
All right.
Agreed.
So next up in the co-main event of the evening, we have the rescheduled bout between Alonzo Menafield and Ovin St. Preux. Right now, Menafield's a minus 130 favorite, and OSP is a plus 110 underdog. Who do you got?
I'm not moving off my pick. I've had this for several weeks now. Got canceled due to COVID. So both guys are having to cut weight again here. I don't know. I just think that OSP has enough veteran wily, enough of a game plan here. And I know he doesn't have the best gas tank in the world, but a better gas tank than Menafield, whose gas tank I rate extremely low. I think that OSP ends up breaking him in round 2, getting that St. Preux choke and submitting him out of here. So or getting a decision. I think either way, I had OSP plus 115. I've had it locked in for 3 weeks now, and I got it again. So let's go OSP. He's my dog of the week. He's, in my opinion, the only dog coming through this week. So low spoiler.
This is a hard one.
It's definitely tough. I just have like you said, you had a feeling with Jalen Turner. I have more of a feeling here for OSP. I don't know. Just got a feeling.
It's just hard because like Manafield has shown, yes, he gasses, point blank. But OSP is not the greatest wrestler. Manafield has defended takedowns quite well. OSP is definitely hittable, as we've seen recently. He's slowed a lot. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's going to be able to take the punishment that Manafield is going to inflict on him. He hasn't taken that type of power, in quite some time. Probably since he got knocked out years ago. I don't know, man. I'm not betting this fight, but if I had to choose, I would probably go with Alonzo Manafield just based on, youth and the power that he possesses.
Isn't Manafield like a year younger than him?
Is he? No?
It's like 33.
Really?
Yeah. Manafield is not a young chicken.
I thought he was young. Nope. I thought he was like 29.
Nope.
Damn.
At least 32.
Really?
Really?
I don't believe you.
Okay. Well, nope. Positive here.
All right. Okay, so I was wrong, guys. He's not that young, but he does have less wear and tear on his body than OSP does. I'll give him that.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, because Alonzo Manafield is 32 years old, born October 18th, 1987. He's almost 33.
I don't want to hear it. All right, next up, in the main event of the evening, we have a fight between Alistair Overeem and Augusto Sakai. Right now, Overeem is a minus 160 favorite, and the comeback on Augusto Sakai is a plus 140 underdog. Who do you got?
I'm just going to let this money keep on coming in for Sakai till I make my final bet on Mr.
Oh, the money's not coming in on Sakai anymore, bro.
Oh, it's done?
It's done. Yeah, it's starting to go the opposite way. And like I knew it was going to. Got him at minus 150.
Yeah, I also got him at minus 150. I am all over Alistair Overeem in this fight. Sakai, not like that impressive at all to me so far.
At all.
And he was grabbing the cage. It's not the first time he's grabbed the cage in a fight either. And just, I mean, he's like a decent heavyweight who should be 2-2, but somehow he's 4-0. And now he's getting a fight against, I think Overeem has not been this focused since his first run in the UFC, like the first few fights. And he said himself, he's in the final title run now. He knows that, and he's not losing to Augusto Sakai in a 5-round heavyweight fight here. I think that Overeem will use a little bit of wrestling early. I don't think he'll use it throughout the fight. But I think he uses it early to slow down a little bit of the potential movement and potential speed advantage that Sakai could have if he does have something. And then I really just think that Overeem ends up kind of putting on a little bit of a clinic here. I just don't see where Sakai threatens him, where he beats him. I definitely don't think he gets a knockout here at all. So, I mean, yeah, I got Overeem all day here. And I think that I think it could be a decision. I mean, he's shown that he can, but I think that maybe if anybody gets a finish in the 3rd or 4th round, it's Overeem.
I think Overeem comes out there and absolutely starches him early.
Yeah.
Early.
That could be too.
Yeah. I think it just gives him a right hand and puts him down. I don't rate Sakai highly at all. He should have lost his last fight. Definitely. He was a fence grab away from losing that fight. And then you're going from, his last opponent to Overeem is a massive step up in competition. Mm-hmm. You're talking about a legend in Overeem.
Yep.
You know, going from who the hell did he last fight? I forgot his name. Like I see.
Ivanov.
Yeah, Blagoy. Okay,
Mhm.
he's going from Blagoy to Overeem. That's a huge step up in competition. Who do you think wins between Overeem and Blagoy? Overeem,
Overeem.
9 out of 10 times, easy. Like we don't even have to think about that. Like if that was the case, if Blagoy was fighting Overeem, would we even think about it? No, we'd bet Overeem. Overeem would be a minus 250 favorite. There's no reason why Sakai should be this close of a dog. He didn't win with like
every fight fade Overeem's chin. Every fight. And a good amount of time it's been right. So in fairness, but I don't think this is one. This is not.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I mean, I'm all over him here, guys. That's it's a very confident play for me this week. I saw it weeks ago. I'm like, damn, we're getting this great of a line. I'm like, shit, I'll take it all day. And I think it's an absolute steal right now. Even at minus 160, I think it's a steal because I think it should be minus 250.
Yeah.
So
I agree. Yeah. So like on this fight card, I'm doing a lot of parlays. I already told you about my early 3-1, but I mean,
let's give the fans the greasy parlay of the week for this weekend's fight card.
Okay, so
let's put it together. Hold on, give me a second. Let me get there. Parlay. All right, what we got?
Guess we'll just go straight up. So we'll go put Azur in there, put Romanov in there, put Fabinski in there, put Michelle, and put Alistair. I personally would also put Moises in mine. Mine would be a 6.
And Moises.
Yep. I would put those 6 in one.
So you were to do a 6-team favorite parlay.
Yep.
And no, you're not doing any prop parlays, just going straight.
I mean, I'll do some props as well as I go. And the things, those just open up late for me. So I kind of look at those as I go.
Gotcha. But right now, that 6-teamer, guys, is plus 1,848. That means for every $100 you bet, you win $1,848.
And I know it's like a 6-team favorite parlay, real gutsy. I get it. But we're in chalk season right now.
Yeah, we are.
Last week was complete chalk, and I think this week is close to complete chalk. I really do.
And guys, that means you win 18.48 times the money that you put up. That's what that means.
Yeah, it's like, and if you don't feel great about Moises, like if you're worried about Jalen, take out Moises, and that's still close to 1,000.
You take out Moises, it's still plus 1,099. Still great odds, everybody.
Take that, put both those in. Have the insurance of in case, because it's just like, I'm not sure where Overeem's not, in my opinion, losing. Fabinski is not losing. Romanov is not losing, and Azur's not losing.
Nope.
So, I guess Michelle could lose. Take Michelle. Take Michelle out. So it's for Overeem, Romanov, Azur, and Fabinski.
Plus 554.
Exactly. Do all those, and then the plus 300 for the 3 without. Yeah, it's like without Overeem.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's great odds. Great odds.
Those are my plays. And then I'm also going to do some. I'll do some props. I'll do some parlays as well as we go. But I mean, those heavy favorite parlays. That's how I played last week. That's how I see this week. I do see these weeks being very similar.
Yep, I do agree as well. And we only have 9 fights, so you have to take what they're giving us. All right. Yep. So that's our breakdown for this weekend's fight card. But before we go, I need to shout out our sponsor. Guys, head over to manscaped.com and get the best in male grooming products on the market to keep that jug feeling and smelling great. Use promo code TFTA20 for 20% off your order plus free shipping. Also, head over to Our Life CBD for the best CBD products on the market. Use promo code TFA10 for 10% off your order. My man, Aaron, where can everyone find you on social media, my dude?
You can find me at Aaron Jay Brooks. Otherwise, find me on here every Monday, usually Monday night for Contender Series breakdown. On Thursdays, obviously at 8 p.m. for all the UFC breakdowns. And then occasionally, when I hit a major dog, I show up on Monday mornings with Dave to talk about my dogs. But haven't had a Cheeto dog in a while. But maybe each time I have had my name as one of the dogs, I'm just saying that dog has came in. I'm not afraid of pointing that out each time. Started with Jillian, also Jimmy, also Vera, and St. Prue's about to join the dog club this weekend. So you might as well get in on it before the secret's out. So St. Prue Dog Club, he's going to choke him out round 2.
Love it. I like it. Like it. You hear that? You heard it here, guys. The St. Prue dog coming in with the choke this weekend. All right, guys. You guys know where to find me at Fight Analysts on Twitter and The Fight Analysts on Instagram and Facebook. Next week, I am going to be in Vegas. That's right. I will be in Sin City, Las Vegas. Hopefully, I will be live at the sportsbook putting some bets in for next week's Contender Series. Because why? My double max, super max bet is coming up finally next Tuesday. You're not going to want to miss it. You're going to want to go to thefightanalyst.com and get the package now, or message me. Actually, no, message me for the package because you're going to get that right now. So you message me. It's $25, guys. Yes, it's 10 more than normally, but it's worth it. If we don't hit, you get this weekend, the following weekend for free, but we're not going to hit it. Guys, I've been waiting for this. I've been talking it up for a while now. If you've been listening, this is going to hit. I'm flying out to Vegas for this. It's going to happen. But with that said, we will catch you all cashing out at the ticket window. Until next time, you guys have a great night. Out of here.